Hi guys, how are we all doing? Tonight we're going to talk all about happiness away from the scales. Now, I absolutely love talking about this. I'm quite passionate about non-scale victories. So some of us think sometimes what that number on the scale is the be all and end all. I've been there, right? I've been obsessed with the scale, jumping on it thinking, oh my God, why isn't it? And then I'm forgetting to think of everything else which is going on, which accounts for all of our wellness and weight loss journey, isn't it? So success can be off the scales as well. It can contribute to so much in our wellness and weight loss journey. So the best way to describe then a non-scale victory, I'm just going to show a little quote now, just to show I thought this is the best way to explain it. So if you could imagine now, if the scale didn't exist, okay, if you didn't have those scales to jump on, how would you measure your progress and success in your wellness and your weight loss journey? So small everyday measures of wellness that aren't tied to that weight on that scale, isn't it? Because over time, those behaviors that we're doing, which aren't measured on the scales, become our healthy habits, isn't it? Remember, what this shows on that scale is a number. It doesn't reflect on all that progress you've made. It doesn't reflect on anything you've been successful within the 4 WW pillars, being food, activity, mindset, and sleep. We look at the holistic means, don't we? The whole picture of our health, our wellness, and our weight loss. So it doesn't show all that, does it? Those choices that we made throughout the week. They can become unnoticed if we just so focus on that number. And I have been there. I've totally been there. And it takes time to think, stand back and think about these non-scale victories. It takes great imagination, huge bravery, okay? Consistency, commitment, to develop these healthy habits. So remember to be kind to yourself. I know it's so easy and it's a word we fling around, don't we? Be kind, but truly be kind to yourself, because these are things you are doing for yourself. You are doing them for you and maybe your why. It could be you want to be healthier for your children, your family, just want to make that difference in your life, isn't it? A happier and healthier lifestyle. So remember to be kind to yourself, because it does take commitment. The new personal points plan is fantastic because it encourages us to make these non-scale victories. I bet some of you haven't even thought about it, but when you're thinking of upping your water intake, so I'm sat here now with my 3rd bottle. And if Joe is online tonight, I know where my toilet is, because up in your water, guys, gets more steps in to go to the loo more. So I'm on my 3rd one. I've got my 4th one. This is great. That is something I never did a few months ago. Get your water bottles, guys. Love it with a straw. So yeah, this is something I never thought about before. So reflecting now, no matter what it says on that scale, I've made a healthy habit and a non-scale victory. I'm upping my water intake, which is great, which is going to help me. It's got so many health benefits, isn't it? That hydration is key for our bodies to function at its best. The other thing, encouraging us to eat those non-starchy veggies. I now think of my meals and I think, right, how can I put these non-starchy veggies into my meals? So automatically, if you were upping those veggies, that is another non-scale victory, isn't it? Something you might not have done before, and reflect and think, do you know what? I didn't fry my chips this week. I roasted some non-starchy veggies in the oven instead. That is one. Amazing. And then also with the activity, these are things we can add to our points as well. Maybe one evening you thought you took the stairs rather than taking the lift. Again, that is a non-scale victory. So with the new personal points program, it actually encourages us to do these, isn't it, without even realizing. So I'm just going to check in the chat, guys, because I can see you're all typing away there. Just have a look. Amazing. Nikki, you're on week 9 of Couch to 5K, feeling amazing. That is fantastic. Huge achievement. Oh my gosh. Lynn, you're glad that WW moving to a more holistic approach? Most definitely. Remember, we are going with science here. That is the most fantastic thing about WW. And we are moving with the times. It's all about that holistic approach, because those 4 pillars interact with each other, isn't it? I've mentioned it before. What we eat can make a difference to how our mindset is. The way our mindset is can play a role in how we sleep. And overall then, if we sleep isn't great, you might not do the activity which you planned. So it's definitely a holistic approach. Helen, you agreeing? I love it. Lynn, you're a dressmaker. My changing measurements before I make a garment is so exciting for me. That is fabulous. That is amazing, guys. Lynn again, I've had to make trousers 3 sizes smaller. Oh my God. What an achievement, exactly. So these aren't measurements that show on the scales, is it? So I'm going to share with you some examples here now. So remember, the scales doesn't show everything. So like Lynn just mentioned now, clothes fitting better. That is fantastic. That feeling is like, oh my gosh, these fit so nice. I feel so much more comfortable. Choosing not to eat the whole tub of ice cream. Now, for me, I've got a massive sweet tooth, okay? So this is a massive non-scale victory for me. I will portion it, weigh it, point it. For me, I am winning. As long as I don't go back in the freezer and finish it, that I am winning, guys. So that is a great non-scale victory, isn't it? Okay, get out and moving, like I've already touched on. Taking the stairs rather than the elevator, going out and walking, going for that run, booking a new gym class. No matter what it says on that scales, guys, you have made that healthy choice. Feeling like you've got more energy, that is the most fantastic way, isn't it? Sometimes we feel a bit sluggish. And then when you get that burst of energy, because you've been eating well, you've been exercising, you've been doing all those healthy habits, hydration, you are feeling at your best. And that was what it's all about. Your mind is sharper. You feel a bit more switched on. You're happier, isn't it? Your sleep is improving. That is massive. That is brilliant in our wellness journey. You've reached a fitness goal or a milestone. I always say, guys, I always sign up to challenges. I am an addict to challenges, I think, because of that feeling at the end. Feeling like you've got a much healthier mindset as well, and practicing gratitude. You become a little bit more, I think, grateful for those things around you, don't you? Starting to drink your water a little bit more. Drinking water as well can link to having better, clearer skin and those nourishing foods. Remember, non-starchy veggies are full of minerals and vitamins, which are going to play a part in the way our body looks, isn't it? And our skin texture and how we feel. Losing measurements, less pain, guys. If you're carrying a little bit less weight as well overall, when it does show on the scales, you're going to be able to move a lot easier, aren't you? And overall, you become happier in your mood. Don't have to be taking medications. I know a few members this week have shared that some of them are not taking blood pressure medications anymore. Medications, I can imagine, like omeprazole and zoprazole, things like that, which are used for reflux. That is fantastic. So it doesn't matter what shows on that scale. The fact your body is telling you that you don't need these medications anymore is a massive achievement. So this is all a non-scale victory. As I said, food, which is full in colour. Eat the rainbow, guys, isn't it? We eat with our eyes. And I know when I put veggies and fruits, all these different foods to try out, feels so much better, doesn't it? And also a massive one is cooking from scratch. I've now committed to trying a new WW recipe every week. And I feel amazing. Do you know when I've made that meal and I serve it to my husband, and he can't believe, oh my gosh, this is WW recipe. Oh my gosh, it's only this many points. And I'm like, I cooked that. Tastes good, doesn't it? And it's that sense of achievement, isn't it? And all this is healthy habits, guys. Now, your scales doesn't show that, does it? Your scale doesn't show you that, you know what? I am feeling fantastic because I am making all these healthy habits, does it? However, the scales only tell us a number, which tells us half of the story, doesn't it? So why is it important? We've already touched on some of these. Okay, it reinforces those healthy habits. It reminds us of our progress and makes us think of that bigger picture, which helps us stay focused and makes us committed to carrying on our journey. Guys, I've mentioned already, WW is backed on science. That is what is so blinking fantastic about WW. We have got the science to back everything that we preach, basically. So it helps us recognize holistic 4 pillars. So everything comes into the things we do is going to help us in our healthy habits. Reflect before the scales. This is a big, big tip from me, guys. Think about your non-scale victories before you jump on that scale, because that will shift your perspective then. So no matter what that scale shows, you're like, do you know what? I did this week, I did this. So do you know what? That scales, I know I've made those healthy habits. So I'll try again next week. That's what it's all about, isn't it? It's being consistent with those healthy habits of non-scale victories. The benefits, guys, remember how it felt. I think that is the biggest thing. That buzz. I always say you can't bottle it. If I could sell it, I'd be a very rich woman. But we can't. Non-scale victories, that sense of achievement, like, do you know what? I've done that. As I said, me drinking my water, I feel amazing for it. This is all about that. The scales don't show us everything. I'm going to set you all a task, okay? So what I want you guys to do is have a little look around. Notice those physical and mental changes you've made, okay, within the last month. And what you need to do then is write them down. What I find is writing it down, it just highlights to me, oh my gosh, I didn't think I'd done that. Like I said, eating non-starchy veggies, drinking more water, going to bed a little bit earlier, sleeping more than what you did, taking the stairs. There is so much, isn't there, which we can recognize when we stop and think about it. So, guys, I'm going to share this. So please, whatever you take away from this Coach Live, guys, stop, be kind to yourself. Remember, be imaginative, you're brave, you're here for consistency, and just think to yourself and think, right, what have I done this week, this month, and write them down and share with me. You can use the weekly check-in feature as well on the app, and it's got a notes section. Write them down in that if you want to. Have a fabulous week. Any problems, please come and ask me on Team Cath. Take care, and I'll see you all soon.